It is the ultimate Saturday morning nightmare. The weather is perfect, you finally have the motivation to tackle the backyard, and your lawnmower starts up on the very first pull. You're 3 passes in, making perfect lines, and suddenly, cough, sputter, click. The engine completely dies. You wait a minute, pull the cord, and it starts back up. But 5 minutes later, as soon as you hit a patch of slightly thick grass, it dies again. For most homeowners, this is the exact moment frustration turns into an expensive mistake. You assume the spark plug is shot, so you buy a new one. It still dies. You think the battery is dead, so you swap it. It still dies. Finally, you give up, load it into the back of your truck, and take it to a repair shop, expecting a $300 bill to rebuild the engine. But here is what the repair shops don't want you to know. 90% of the time, a mower that keeps dying while you're cutting has absolutely nothing to do with a blown engine or a dead starter. It comes down to 4 ridiculously simple issues that you can diagnose and fix in your own driveway in less than 10 minutes, without spending a single dime at a mechanic. Today, we are going to break down these silent killers step by step, explain the exact science of why they happen, and show you the dead easy solutions to fix them forever. Let's start with the most common, head-scratching culprit on this list, and it's something you touch every single time you prep your mower: the gas cap. If your mower runs beautifully for exactly 10 to 15 minutes, then suddenly sputters and dies as if it just ran out of gas, even though the tank is completely full, you are likely a victim of the gas cap vacuum trap. Here is the physics of how your fuel tank works. As your engine runs, it constantly sucks fuel out of the bottom of the gas tank. Now, think about it. If fuel is leaving the tank, something has to take its place. That something is air. To allow air in, every single mower gas cap has a tiny microscopic vent built directly into it. It is designed to let atmospheric air slip into the tank so gravity can keep pushing the fuel down to the carburetor. But over a season of mowing, fine grass dust, sticky pollen, and dried dirt build up on top of that gas cap. Eventually, that microscopic vent gets completely sealed shut. When that happens, you've created a sealed vacuum. As the engine drinks fuel, it creates a negative pressure inside the tank. It's like putting your straw in a drink, placing your thumb over the top, and trying to pull the straw out. The liquid gets sucked backward. Eventually, the vacuum in the tank becomes so strong that the carburetor can no longer pull fuel. The engine gets starved of gas, sputters, and dies. Here is how you test this in 5 seconds. The next time your mower dies mid-cut, immediately walk over and unscrew the gas cap. If you hear a distinct pshhh sound, like opening a fresh bottle of soda, that is the vacuum releasing. Leave the cap slightly loose and pull the cord. If the engine starts right up and keeps running, you've found your problem. The fix? Don't buy a new gas cap. Take the cap inside, spray it with a bit of WD-40 or carburetor cleaner, use an old toothbrush to clear the vent hole, and blow it dry. Total cost, $0. Time to fix, 2 minutes. The second culprit is what mechanics call the floating trash trick, and it is incredibly deceptive. You start your mower, it runs perfectly for 5 minutes, and then shuts off. You wait 2 minutes, pull the cord, and it starts right back up as if nothing happened, only to die again 5 minutes later. If this is your symptom, you don't have a broken engine. You have a physical blockade playing hide and seek inside your fuel system. Whenever you fill your mower with gas using an old dusty gas can, tiny particles of dirt, grass, or dried plastic flakes fall into the tank. Over time, these heavy particles sink to the very bottom, right next to the fuel outlet hole. When you start the mower, the fuel pump or gravity starts drawing gas toward the carburetor. The suction of that flowing fuel pulls those floating flakes of dirt directly toward the drain hole. Slowly, they gather like a crowd at a door, completely blocking the fuel line. The engine starves and dies. But here is the trick. The moment the engine dies, the suction instantly stops. With no current pulling them, those light pieces of trash gently float away from the drain hole and settle back into the bottom of the tank. When you pull the cord again, the line is temporarily clear, so the engine starts. But within minutes, the The suction pulls the trash right back over the hole, and the cycle repeats. To fix this, do not waste money rebuilding your carburetor. First, inspect your fuel filter. If it looks dark or cloudy, swap it out. A new one costs less than $5. If the filter is clean, drain the gas tank completely into a clean bucket. Look inside with a flashlight. If you see dirt or sediment at the bottom, take a clean shop towel wrapped around a long screwdriver and gently wipe the bottom of the tank clean, or blow compressed air backward through the fuel line to clear any debris lodged in the outlet. Fresh gas, clean tank, problem solved forever. Our third silent killer involves a component that everyone thinks they understand, but almost nobody diagnoses correctly: the spark plug. We all know that a bad spark plug can cause a mower to not start at all. But what most homeowners don't realize is that a spark plug can work absolutely flawlessly when the engine is cold, and then completely fail the moment the engine gets hot. This is called a thermal short, and it is a classic cause of a mower dying mid-cut. Inside your spark plug is a center metal electrode surrounded by a heavy ceramic insulator. When you first start your cold mower, the metal and ceramic are tight. The electricity flows perfectly down the electrode, jumps the gap, and creates a strong spark that runs the engine. But as you cut grass, the engine temperature skyrockets. Under extreme heat, metal and ceramic expand at slightly different rates. If your spark plug is old, or if it has a microscopic hairline crack in the ceramic insulator that you can't see with the naked eye, that heat expansion changes everything. The crack opens up, and the electrical current, instead of jumping the gap to ignite the fuel, escapes through the side crack and shorts out against the metal engine block. Suddenly, your spark vanishes, and the engine dies instantly. Because the engine is dead, it starts to cool down. As the temperature drops, the ceramic contracts, the hairline crack closes, and the electrical path is restored. You pull the cord 10 minutes later, and it starts perfectly, only to short out again as soon as the engine heats back up. The solution here is the cheapest repair in the entire small engine world. Do not take it to a shop where they will charge you a $50 diagnostic fee. Go to your local auto parts or hardware store, spend $3 to $4 on a brand new OEM spark plug, gap it correctly, and screw it in. If you were dealing with a thermal short, this $3 fix will instantly cure your dying mower. The final culprit is something that is entirely mechanical, highly common, and usually happens when you are cutting tall, thick, or slightly damp grass. It's what mechanics call clogged deck suffocation. When your mower is cutting grass, it isn't just a knife spinning in circles. The deck is engineered to act as a massive aerodynamic vacuum. The blades are shaped with curved wings on the back that physically lift the grass upright, cut it cleanly, and then use a massive gust of air to blast the heavy wet clippings out of the side discharge chute. But if your grass is slightly damp, or if you are cutting a thick patch of weeds, those heavy clippings don't make it out of the chute. Instead, they stick to the underside of the metal deck. As you keep mowing, that layer of wet grass builds up until it forms a solid, hard crust that completely seals the underside of the deck. Now, there is no room for air to flow. The spinning blades are no longer slicing through air. They are physically dragging through a thick, heavy swamp of packed green concrete. The resistance on the blades is immense. It puts incredible drag on your engine belt and pulley system, bogging down your engine RPMs. The moment you hit a slightly thicker patch of lawn, the engine simply does not have the power to spin the blades through that physical blockage. The governor tries to feed more fuel, the engine chokes on its own exhaust, and it dies. If your mower dies specifically when you are cutting thick or damp grass, do not touch the engine. Turn the mower off, pull the spark plug wire for safety, tip the mower correctly, making sure the air filter is pointing up so oil doesn't leak, and look underneath. If you see a mountain of packed grass, take a wooden stick or a cheap plastic putty knife and scrape it completely clean. To prevent this from happening next time, try to avoid mowing when the morning dew is still on the grass, and consider spraying the clean underside of your deck with a non-stick cooking spray or a silicone deck coat. The grass won't be able to stick, your vacuum airflow will stay strong, and your engine won't suffocate. At the end of the day, lawn mowers are incredibly simple machines. They only need 3 things to run perfectly: air, fuel, and a spark. When your mower keeps dying while you are cutting, it is almost always because one of those three elements is being choked out by a clogged gas cap vent, a floating piece of dirt in your fuel tank, a hot spark plug shorting out, or a deck packed with wet grass. None of these issues require a mechanical degree to fix. They don't require a truck to haul your machine to a shop, and they certainly don't require a heavy repair bill. All they require is 10 minutes of your time, a bit of basic troubleshooting, and the willingness to check the simple things first. If this guide saved you a trip to the mechanic and kept your weekend on track, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you want to know the 5 simple maintenance habits that will keep your mower running flawlessly for over 2,000 hours without a single major repair, click on this next video right here, where I break down the exact checklist.